So, hello guys, I hope you're doing well. Just before anything, I want to say that I'm not a medical expert or physician, and the things that I'm going to tell you about are solely based on my two experiences of fifth metatarsal fracture. And the main motivation behind doing this is that some of the complication that I experienced, like the walking pain after getting out of the boot or the Achilles tendon pain, all of these, when I searched through YouTube or other sites, I couldn't find anything relevant. Therefore, I decided to share uh, the things that I went through and my experience with you. In the order of appearance, I'm first going to tell you the story of how my foot got fractured and all of the related things. The second point that I'm going to discuss is the two types of treatment that I went through on both of these occasions: functional treatment versus non-weight bearing treatment, the Achilles pain and walking pain when I got out of the boot, exercises that worked on me to overcome these issues the best, and the importance of staying positive. You know, when you go through the comment sections, you might see a lot of bad and negative experiences, and it is important to not occupy your mind and worry over what if I would prove to be one of these negative groups. For it is not, nothing is clear but the importance of staying positive and constantly reminding yourself to not stressing out, to not worry about things, to not rush things is of a great importance. Although it is embarrassing for me to confess, but on both occasions my foot got rotated externally, and as you can see in the left figure, I try to specify the first point of contact with the surface with the red color, which is close to where your fifth metatarsal is located. And due to that, due to uneven and dented surface of the pavement, my foot got fractured. Actually, I must say it was at night to lessen the embarrassment. But yeah, it is very easy to get careless when you have to do something in hurry. On the right figure, you can see the fracture lines, which has been specified by blue arrows. So guys, I'm going to cover a lot of material in this slide. Uh, when my first fracture happened, the doctor recommended that I take the non-weight bearing kind of treatment. He advised me to be on 2 crunches full time for at least 6 weeks, and after that I was allowed to get back into boots, and after being in boots for 2 more weeks, I then was permitted to try being walking on even surface in my home. The thing that is important in this section is that after starting walking in my home, I had expected to be pain-free and feel no kind of pain when I would try to walk. But despite my expectation, when I was walking, I don't know due to what, but perhaps due to my underfoot becoming too sensitive. Even being in flip-flops didn't help because it's, I don't know, some points of contact with my foot when I was placing my foot on the ground. The applied force somewhat affected that area, and I could feel a very sharp pain, and it persisted for something more than 4 to 5 days, but fortunately it went away. Although I became worried to a point that I went back to my doctor and I did another x-ray, and it was confirmed that the healing has been done and completed. Therefore, I began to transit into my shoes without any kind of concern on that regard. For the second time, when the second fracture happened, something around 2.5 years later, this time the doctor told me that I can go into either boots or hard sole shoes immediately, which was both surprising but a very great news, because it would allow me to do a lot of the stuff that I couldn't do in the first time. And my fracture got well and the pain went away in something around 4 to 5 weeks. But this time I had another problem, and it was some sharp pain in my Achilles tendon area. I wasn't sure what was the reason behind that, but the thing that mostly concerned me was that maybe the doctor, due to his being very focused on detecting my fracture lines, forgot to thoroughly examine my muscle tendon for any kind of problem. Therefore, I had to get back to him, and he performed a Thompson test, in which they squeeze your calf and see whether your foot would move accordingly. And everything was fine. Therefore, he suggested that the pain was mostly due to the atrophy that I have experienced due to being in boots for too long, and it's being in a stationary position for too long, and asked me to go to physiotherapy session to fix it. However, due to my being so occupied at the time, I decided to only follow some exercises that I'm going to explain in the next slide. And if they didn't work, then I would try the physiotherapy session. The other point that I have to say about Jones fracture usually have some very different classifications. As you can see in figure 1a, there is the old classification, but the most important thing is that do you really need surgery or not? And this recent research, because in the second time I wasn't really sure if the method, the functional full weight bearing, was really a good idea. I searched about it, and I found this article has also backed the suggestion of my doctor. So this article, as you see, suggests that if your fracture is situated in the darker area in figure 1b, which is metaphyseal fracture, then you can follow this functional treatment. But if it is in the other side, then you would probably are in need of the surgery. So before anything, as you can see, I have placed the boots and hard sole shoes that I use in the left upper part of the slide. Also the Thompson test, in which they squeezed my calf to see whether my foot was moving accordingly or not. I tried to show them for you in the upper part of this slide. You can also see the timeline of my recovery for both the first time and the second time. And so getting back to the main points, the most effective exercise that I did for my Achilles pain, and it helped me a lot, was calf raises. As you can see in the third picture, I would try to stand up on both legs, but when I was going down, I tried to progressively put more amount of pressure on my injured foot, so that the power and the strength of my calf and foot would get back to its normal status as soon as possible. And I could say I was on the right track, because right after I did the exercise, I could walk some steps, something around 1 minute or 2 minutes without any sort of pain, and it was an indicator that the atrophy was really the real reason behind my pain. The second exercises that I did was the seated calf raise. I tried to place some heavy books or other things that I could get my hand on my knee. Um, After doing that exercise for some period of time to increase my strength. At night, I also exercised calf stretches with towels, exerting some resistance to it, so that, as I said, the amount of strength can be recovered as soon as possible. And these three exercises were really effective. I didn't go for any physiotherapy sessions, and as I didn't really find any video in which these information, especially the exercises that are related to Achilles pain and walking pain, being explained or even uh, brought up, I decided to explain it in my video in here. So guys, in the end, I just wanted to emphasize, please don't give way to the negative thoughts that you might gain from reading all of those negative experiences in the comment sections, because it can cause you a lot of stress and mental pressure which is unnecessary. And taking positive approach, besides helping you to recover at faster rate, can also help you feel the pleasure of thinking about the things that you otherwise wouldn't put enough time or allocate enough time to think about, like planning your long-term goals, the things that you really wanted to do in life, and all of this stuff. And if you faced any kind of unexpected difficulty, thankfully there have been many kind of advances, like the use of ultrasonic bone growth simulator, or taking some hormones like the teriparatide that can help you to heal at a faster rate, especially for those who might suffer from unhealing fracture. And uh, so I just put these two instances to show you that there have been some new methods, and there definitely are some ways for you. So please don't worry about any of the issues that might happen. And if you had any kind of questions, please put it down in the comment section, and I try to get back to you and tell you, provide you with the best answer that I can based on my two experiences. I would also appreciate that if you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I wish you all a very speedy recovery, and best of all things, thank you for watching my video.